Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk a little bit more about what happened out there in Texas. Some new information that has been released. And we're going to talk about how that new information should serve as a little bit of a cautionary tale. And it should inform our policy decisions, policies that are currently being debated. So, if you don't know, a deputy out there has said that there were two Uvalde PD officers who had the opportunity to intercept the gunman before he entered that school. They had the opportunity to take the shot. One of them was armed with an AR. They didn't, according to them, because they were worried, well, they might hit a kid that was around. Okay. All right, fine. I know that there's a lot of people who, given the less than forthcoming nature of the department thus far, are probably just brushing all that off. They're like, yeah, whatever, you failed again. I get it. I really do. Especially given the fact that it appears that the department there plans on hiring an outside law firm to argue that, well, they shouldn't have to release anything like footage because it would be embarrassing. I get it. But let's say for a moment that it's true. Because I think it very well could be. Having that thing in your hand does not make you an operator. It doesn't make you a shooter. It never has. The people who have to do this, who have to actually make entry and shoot in situations like that, they have to be trained. That they have to know that their rounds are going to go exactly where they want them to. None of this, oh, it hit the 6 ring, that's okay. No, because in real life, the 6 ring's a kid. You have to be able to put your mag into a 3x5 card. If not, you have no business doing this. It's that simple. Sounds like a criticism of the cops, right? This goes for teachers too. In the mythical scenario that people are presenting, where the teacher, somehow rushes forward and saves the day, that requires them to do exactly what those cops couldn't. That requires them to be able to step out into a hallway or inside of the classroom even and fire over the heads or in between the gap of scattering, screaming, scrambling children. They're probably not up to it. Part of the mythology that goes along with all of the masculine garbage that has now been associated with firearms ownership in the United States is that, well, if you have the right tool, no, that's not how it works. Having the right tool doesn't mean that you can automatically do it. It's actually really hard. And your range day once every 3 months, once a month, once a week doesn't cut it. This should be a clear indication that arming teachers will not have the result that you want it to, the one that you're imagining. Because what you're doing is putting them in a situation that they didn't sign up for, that even cops apparently couldn't handle. I wish that we could assemble a panel of real shooters and ask them what the most difficult scenario they can imagine is. Because in casual conversation, this is something that comes up. The top two are always the same: a school or a stadium for the same reasons. Your policy shouldn't be guided by myths. And that's what's happening. Arming teachers isn't the solution. Sure, in one case out of 1,000, it might turn the tide if everything goes in the teacher's favor. But that's not a solution. Not given the fact that there's probably going to be far more negligent discharges. Without the training, the tool means nothing. This incident, this little piece of information, needs to really be digested by those people who think that, well, it's really that simple. They didn't go in because they didn't have ARs. Well, apparently that's not true. And had they had the level of training necessary, they wouldn't have had to go in because they could have taken the shot outside. And again, I'm not trashing the cop because he might have been right. She might have been right. If you can't put your rounds where they're supposed to go, you don't even need to consider this. And I mean far more than what you're probably imagining. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.